good? So, this was a pretty exciting week 6. I didn't get a chance to watch all of the NFL games, but from the ones that I did see, I was in class. But the ones that I did see, they were pretty good. And just to keep y'all informed, I'm on a journey of being a chiropractor. So, right now, I want to start off being a massage therapist, and I'm gonna work my way up on being a chiropractor. That's one of the trades, one of the skill sets, one of the endeavors that I'm pursuing in my life. I'm a curious animal. I like to learn, so I just like instilling a lot of different skills within me. I like to create money for myself. So, and I can't work for other people. So, I like to instill valuable skills within me and build businesses. Hence why I got this YouTube channel, and I write and I do a lot of different other things. But let me get to. I can't remember some of my predictions, so I just want to compare my predictions to the games, to the actual results of week 6. Let's see how accurate I was. So right now, I'm just gonna pull it up on my screen real quick, and we're gonna get to it. I thank you all so much for the ones who do watch these videos. Interjecting and chiming in with me and watching my stuff. But let's see here. We got tonight. It was this morning. The first game this morning at 6 a.m. It was in London, Broncos and Jets. That was actually a pretty good game. So, the Broncos beat the Jets 13-11. I said the Broncos was going to beat the Jets 24-10. Now, the Jets played a good defense. They played pretty well. They played a pretty good defense, but it was a defensive battle. It was a defensive battle, and it was a terrible quarterback game. It was even more terrible quarterbacking game on the Jets side. I really don't know what to say out of this, man. And I don't want to be too harsh, but I've been saying this for years. I've been telling Bears fans for years that Justin Fields ain't it. All that disrespect y'all was doing on Caleb Williams. Y'all was talking about how Justin Fields should have stayed with the Bears, yada yada yada. He's not a good quarterback. When I see Justin Fields play, he still plays like he's playing in college. And if a quarterback is still playing football, especially a quarterback, any player really, but especially a quarterback, if you're still quarterbacking like you're in college, you are going to suck. You are going to be garbage. I don't care how great you were in college as a quarterback. If you played the same way in college as you did in the NFL, you're going to suck. Plain and simple. And Justin Fields is still playing like he went to Ohio State, right? OSU. Justin Fields is still playing like he's still at OSU. I didn't even think Justin Fields was all that good in college. I've always thought Justin Fields was overrated. But, there is no but. He this is his last stop, man. The Jets, this is where the Justin Fields era ends. He will be a backup quarterback for the remainder of his career. Maybe he can blossom and get better in time, but right now, he's not. He's not starting again. I don't know if the Jets is going to finish out the year with him. I honestly don't see what other options they have unless they want to make a trade for a quarterback. Maybe the Chargers and the Jets can make a good trade. Chargers got Trey Lance sitting right there. Maybe the Jets can give the Chargers something for Trey Lance. Perhaps maybe like
Bryce Hall and Garrett Wilson. I'm just throwing ideas out there. I don't think that will ever happen, but why not? Now I don't. I mean, Trey Lance is very valuable to the Chargers because if Justin Herbert ever goes down, which it doesn't look like Justin Herbert will. Justin Herbert is looking much stronger and he's actually looking better than he has in recent years. His stats is not showing that. The past 2 games hasn't really shown that. But if you look at the game with a trained eye and look beyond stats, look beyond wins, if you look at how Justin Herbert is playing, he's actually playing exceptionally well. Like I told you all before, I judge a quarterback based on them working with the minimal resources that they have. Those are the quarterbacks that I really like. You know, and so Justin Herbert, he doesn't work with much. He really hasn't had the best situation out of all other quarterbacks. You know, he really hasn't. It's just always something. And this year, I thought it was going to be that. And then what happens? Injuries left and right across the board for the Los Angeles Chargers. Just injuries everywhere. It gets so annoying as a Chargers fan. And it first happened when Rashawn Slater went down. When Rashawn Slater went down, it's just like, oh my God. Can Justin Herbert just have 1 year where he has reliable people around him? But this is what makes Justin Herbert great, though. This is what makes him a better player. This is what makes him a better person. All the adversity that he keeps facing, because when time get right for him, because it is going to be a time in his career where there's never a perfect situation in football. There's never a perfect situation in anything. There's going to be a time in Justin Herbert's career that the Chargers are going to get it right. They're going to get it right 1 year. And then that's when Justin Herbert is going to lead them to the Super Bowl. If the Chargers can look after Justin Herbert will look after the whole entire Oregon franchise. He had a Herculean performance today. I'll get to the Chargers in a minute. Let me continue on with the Broncos and the Jets. Bo Nix wasn't impressive. Bo Nix has never been impressive to me. I don't really think Bo Nix is a good quarterback. I've always thought Bo Nix was very overrated. I think people overrate him way too much. But Justin Fields is a terrible quarterback. Bo Nix isn't a terrible quarterback. Bo Nix isn't a bad quarterback. I just think Bo Nix is average at best. Very average. Justin Fields is below average. Below average. And I honestly think when I watch Justin Fields play, I don't think he processes information very well. I really don't. I see when the ball is hiked that he's just sitting there in the backfield waiting for wide receivers to get open. Bro, this is the NFL. You as the quarterback, you have to throw wide receivers open. You can't sit there in the pocket and just wait for your receivers to finish running their routes and say, hey, I'm open. That happens probably like 10% of the time. But 8 times out of 10, bro, you got to be boom, boom, hike, boom, 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 boom. You got to be on it. Bro, this is NFL. Those defensive players are way too good. They're coming after your head. There is pass, and that's just a defensive line. Some teams have a pass rusher, and there's pass rushers who gets paid millions. Look at Micah Parsons. A lot of money to come and hunt you. You can't just be sitting there waiting with the ball in your hand, waiting for wide receivers to get open, bro. You can't do that. And Justin Fields is like in year what, 6, 7? I can't remember. I don't know what year Justin Fields is. I really don't care. He's been in the league too long enough for him to be able to not have those stupid mistakes that he's doing. We see that with quarterbacks like we see that with younger quarterbacks like Shedeur. We don't see that anymore too much with Caleb Williams. We see that. But we should not be seeing that with a vet like Justin Fields on his, 13? We should not be seeing that, bro. You should know better. You should know this. Now, granted, perhaps Justin Fields just suffers through terrible coaching. Or I should say coaches that doesn't really benefit him where he's at. It was in Chicago. Obviously, he didn't benefit from good coaching in Chicago. He had a good team. Well, he had good receivers, he had good weapons, but he didn't have good coaching. He went to the Steelers. Mike Tomlin is one of my most favorite coaches of all time. Mike Tomlin is a legendary coach. But Mike Tomlin isn't the suitable coach for a quarterback. So I understand. So he didn't learn that much. He didn't benefit for him to be better in Pittsburgh. Now he goes to the Jets. A lot of people thought the Jets will probably be a good situation for Justin Fields because now Justin Fields doesn't have to worry about a quarterback breathing behind his back. He doesn't have to worry about, like somebody like Russell Wilson. And for some reason, I think people thought that the Jets would be a much better functional organization than the Bears. I guess because of Eric Glenn. I get it. I like AG. I don't know how good of a head coach AG is going to end up being. I really don't know. It's hard to tell right now. In my opinion, in my opinion, I don't know if he will be a good coach. But that's why I'm saying my opinion. I don't know. I hope he does. I'm rooting for him. AG. I'm talking about Eric Glenn, the Jets' current head coach. But obviously, Aaron Glenn isn't the type of coach to really coach a quarterback. He's not the type of coach to have a quarterback, a young quarterback. Because Justin Fields is still young, even though he's been in the league for a minute now. But he's still young by age. A young, I guess, quarterback with terrible habits, bad habits that he has not unlearned yet, or if you ever will. But Aaron Glenn isn't that coach to really drill drill it into a quarterback to be fundamentally sound. Aaron Glenn isn't that type of quarterback. Caleb Williams has been in for Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson is doing that for Caleb Williams currently. That's why Caleb Williams is looking better. So I'll give Justin Fields the benefit of the doubt. But who knows if Justin Fields will ever have that type of coach? Who knows? But I mean, I feel bad for him. Justin Fields looks like a good guy. He looks like a cool person. I don't know him. I never met him, but like I said, I root for all players. I hope they all do good. I hope they all do well. But the reality is, they all aren't. And me and me having this channel, me having this podcast, this platform, I have to be honest on what I see when I'm studying the game and when I'm watching the game. And I don't see much from Justin Fields. Like I said, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because I always say coaching of football does matter. It matters. It matters greatly. Maybe the Jets, maybe he can lead the Jets next year. I don't know what contract he has with the Jets, but maybe he leads the Jets next year and he can go to a team. If I was Justin Fields, I will only sign with the team that has a great coach, or at least a good coach that can help me to evolve as a quarterback. That can help me unlearn the terrible habits that I have as a quarterback. If I was Justin Fields, I will look at teams like the 49ers. I will look at teams like the Rams. I will look at teams like the Chargers. I will look at teams like the Chiefs. I will look at teams like the Colts. I will look at those kind of teams and see if I can probably sign with those teams and learn. And then, learn, stay there, be patient, learn as much as you can, and then move on. I will look at teams like the Vikings. I think that all those coaches, all those teams that I name has great coaches that are pretty much quarterback whisperers. So especially Shane Steichen, man. I freaking love Shane Steichen. I love Shane Steichen, man. I remember when he was with the Chargers too, what he did for Justin Herbert. Great coach. Look what he's doing with the Colts, man. Indiana Jones. That's why I was telling you all that the Colts are going to be good. I've been saying the Colts is going to be good for years now because what the Colts are doing right now, I've been predicting them to be well for years. Because I thought Anthony Richardson can be what Daniel Jones is being, but Anthony Richardson just shows us how he just can't get right. You know, when I think of Anthony Richardson, I think of like that movie Life. When he just can't get right, boss. That's what I think of Anthony Richardson. You know, I mean, then he almost popped his eye out or whatever when he was working out on exercise bands. I'm like, I hope he's okay, but it's like I don't know what it was. It was some injury that he hit to his face. It was a facial injury, but I don't know. Anyway, the Broncos and the Jets. The good thing about that game was the defense. Other than that, the offense was a total crap show by both teams. The Broncos pulled it through though. And yeah, the Broncos won by 13. Broncos won 13-11. I said the Broncos was going to win 24-10. Ironically, the Jets only scored 1 point more than what I said they was going to put up. And me saying the Broncos was going to put up 24 points is me giving Bo Nix more credit than what he actually deserved. And I'm surprised I gave him more than that. I didn't really think the Jets defense was going to come through, but they did. They did. And yeah, I still see Bo Nix still missing throws, and yeah, he's just an overrated quarterback, really, to be honest with you all. But anyway, let's move on. I don't want to spend too much time on that. But let's see. So I said that the Seahawks was going to beat the Jags 34-20. And the Seahawks beat the Jags 20-12. So, I was right about the team. I was a little bit off on the score. But yeah. The Seahawks defense played a lot better than what I thought, and the Jags defense played a lot better than I thought. This game was pretty much a defensive game. How about my boy Sam Darnold? Now we're talking about bad quarterback play, but now let's talk about great quarterback play. Sam Darnold is playing exceptionally well. People are talking about Baker Mayfield, front runner up for MVP. They was talking about Dak Prescott. That kind of died down now. Who else is front runner for MVP? I don't know who else is up for MVP. But Sam Darnold is right there. Sam Darnold's right there. He has to be. Sam Darnold is playing just as good as any quarterback in the league. Oh yeah, Daniel Jones. I think the front runners up right now for MVP, the obvious ones. Baker Mayfield, Daniel Jones, Sam Darnold. Those three quarterbacks. How crazy is that? None of those three are anybody's top five. I don't think anybody will have any of those quarterbacks in their top five. Well, had them in their top five coming to this year. Right now, we have to have all three of them in the top five. Right now. From week 1 to week 6. They kind of have to be. Now, Patrick Mahomes is creeping up. I think he threw for another 3 touchdowns tonight. He's been throwing for a lot of touchdowns lately. Patrick Mahomes has been playing very, very exceptionally well with minimal resources around him. Patrick Mahomes is always going to be creeping around. And I think Justin Herbert, his numbers ain't really showing. Well, he threw for over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. But those past 2 weeks kind of hurt him. And it wasn't his fault at all what happened those past 2 weeks. The Giants and the... Who was the team we lost last week? Dang, I forgot who we lost to last week. But, the Giants and the... Commanders. Those 2 games wasn't really his fault. But we lost those 2 games, and now people are not really on Justin Herbert, to be the MVP. But if Justin Herbert can really snap off a little bit, like snap off, maybe he can get back in those talks. But what a wonderful game, man. Sam Darnold did his thing, and they won. Seahawks won, beat the Jags 20-12. And so let's move on. And so speaking of Justin Herbert, I said the Chargers was going to beat the Dolphins 22-10. So my score was way off. And the Chargers defense let down more than I predicted. I was impressed with the Chargers offense, how they came through. Aranda Gadsden, he had a fumble. The offense was still kind of letting him down. Justin Herbert was still getting hit too many times. We got to get that together, man. He's getting hit way too many times. And speaking of that, at the end of the game, I mean, he came away with a great clutch play. People were trying to say Justin Herbert was not clutch, and he's shown 3 times this year. All 3 of the Chargers' wins has been by Justin Herbert being extremely clutch. Or was it 4? Yeah, the Chiefs. Justin Herbert didn't make that great run. They would have lost that. We probably would have lost that game, maybe. He sealed the game with that. That was the clutch moment. The Broncos, clutch moment. That great, phenomenal throw. There's been 2 throws this year that are probably play of the year by Justin Herbert. Play of the year by any quarterback. What he did in the Broncos, how he switched, how he broke through the pass rush, the blitz. He switched balls, threw it on the opposite hand across his body, and put it into the window for, was it Keenan Allen? For Keenan Allen to catch. And then he did this kind of the exact same thing with Lat McConkey against the Dolphins. I think the Chargers are 4-2. What was the other win that we had? It was the Chiefs. Oh, Raiders. Yeah, we just kind of just on the Raiders. There was no clutch moment on that one. But all three of those wins was clutch moments by Justin Herbert. If Justin Herbert didn't have a Herculean moment, the Chargers will have a losing record right now. I need the NFL and commentators to stop disrespecting Justin Herbert and to really analyze him correctly. Because to be honest with you, he's the best quarterback in the league given what he has, getting what he has to go through, and given what he's doing and what he's working with. And the miraculous passes, forget throws, passes that he is doing. No quarterback in this league is passing the ball like he is. He is the best passer in the league. Period. Tom Brady even said he's the best passer in the league if you could protect him. Tom Brady even said that. I've been saying that. So, maybe y'all ain't going to hear it from me. Maybe now that Tom Brady said it, maybe you guys will stop disrespecting him and start to really dissect and understand the game and look at how great of a passer Justin Herbert really, really is. That's what I was trying to tell you. I'm not being biased. Like, I watch every single Chargers game. I have seen every single game that Justin Herbert has played. I had no quarterback passes the ball like he does. No quarterback in the league. And he's getting better. He's getting better. And just wait. Just wait until things starts getting more right for the Chargers. Just wait. Just wait. I'm not gonna tell y'all I told y'all so, but I'm gonna tell y'all I told y'all so when it happens. So let's move on, man. Let's move on. And what about Tua, man? What about Tua? Like, he's another one of those quarterbacks that I just think that that's below average. I used to think Tua was overrated, but I think Tua is worse than overrated. I think he's terrible. I think Tua is a very bad quarterback. I don't think he's as terrible as Justin Fields, obviously, but Tua, and I don't think he's as bad as Bo Nick. No, I think Bo Nix actually is a better quarterback than Tua. Yeah, I would, if I was drafting, I would pick Bo Nix over Tua. Tua just ain't it, man. He's just ain't it. And he's thrown some costly interceptions in this game. Now, I'm not taking anything from my defense, but the throws that he did were bad throws. And that's what put our defensive backs, Darren James, St. Juice, and Tony. Well, the first interception by Tony Jefferson, that wasn't on Tua. It was a drop ball by Waddle. The other two, they were bad throws by Tua. Bad throws that allowed St. Juice and Darren James to capitalize on those interceptions and those bad passes. It's bad throws. It's going to be very interesting to see what the Dolphins is going to do at the end of this year. They're paying Tua a lot of money. I don't know if they're going to really replace him, but they more than likely are going to get rid of Mike McDaniel. I don't know if they're going to fire Mike McDaniel this week because how the Dolphins lost. So they might keep him for another week. But yeah, it's sad. It's sad about what's going down with Mike McDaniel. Because Tua's going to get him fired. And then you hear Tua, he said, yeah, I don't, regardless of how the game goes, because I think he said this last week. He was like, regardless of how the game goes, if we win or lose or something like that, he said. I'm paraphrasing. But he did say this. He said, I still get a chance to go home to my wife, to my family, and my kids. Something like that. It's like, bro, what the hell are you talking about? What are you talking about? Regardless if you win or lose or how you play, you still get to go home to your family and kids. Bro, this is football. This is the NFL. What do you mean? Man, you're supposed to be depressed if you play like crap. You're supposed to be depressed if you lose, bro. You ain't supposed to be comfortable with that. You shouldn't want to see nobody after you lose, and especially if you play terrible, like how you've been playing. That's why he sucks. That's one of the reasons why Tua sucks, because he says stuff like that, and he actually believes it. He's actually thinking that. His heart isn't in the game. He plays like he doesn't really give a damn. He plays like he just can't wait to go home and play with his kids, and that's fine. If you got paid, you got a family. I'm sure you got a beautiful family. I haven't seen your kids or your wife or whatever, but I'm just gonna say it just for the say it. Cliche talk. You got a beautiful family, bro. Just retire. If you're going to say stuff like that, and you're gonna believe that, bro. This game is way too fucking dangerous for you to believe that, and for you to still go out there and put your whole life on the line, especially somebody like you, Tua, because you're injury prone out the ass. And not only you're injury prone, you have serious, like, grave concerns with your injuries. Bro, why won't you just retire and just go? You got your money. Just go play in the sunlight with your family. I don't get it. Like, I don't understand why he would even say something like that. Man, bro, like, no, bro. And when he said that, that's how I knew he was going. I was like, yo, he's gonna suck this year. He's gonna suck this week. I already know he's gonna be bad, but I was like, he's gonna be even worse. He's gonna be even worse. Now, granted, I will say, he did have some good throws too in this game. He did have some good throws. That one throw when he threw that put him up 27 points. I think it was it Waddle that he got in the end zone? I can't remember who it was. It was a wide open wide receiver. It was a good pass, but I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about this game anymore. Chargers came away with a one. I am upset about how our defense allowed the Dolphins to drop 27 points on us. I was really pissed off with that. I don't know what the hell Jesse Manor's doing, but he's got to get it together, bro. We got the Colts next week, and this is the second week in a row that you have allowed the defense to give up big plays, and the defense is breaking down. And I don't like it at all. Now, we have been, the Chargers fan base, the Chargers media has been hyping Jesse Manor up, saying that he more likely can walk next year. But in recent memory, I'm not seeing it. We're letting teams put up more than 20 points. And not only that, even when we weren't, even in the beginning of the year when we was 3-0, I said it. You all can go back on my video and look at what I said. I said I don't like the fact that we're giving up big plays. I said that, and I even when we won, but I said that's concerning to me. I don't like that. And I said, and we have to fix that. And and we're still giving up big plays. And now, not only are we giving up big plays, we're giving up, because I'm not saying big plays without passing. We're giving up big runs. Not only our secondary is being exposed, but teams are. This is the second or third week in a row when a team is gashing our defense through running. Come on, man, get your shit together. Like, what's going on? I don't see no teams trying to get Jesse Minter if he's going to, like, our defense is playing terrible. And we did this, and against Tua, Tyreek Hill is out. It's pissing me off, man. Let's move on. Rams. I said the Rams was going to beat the Ravens 45-17. I think this game was a lot closer than what it was. What was the score? Yeah, 17-3. That's surprising. I can't really talk much about that game. I didn't really watch that game, but but I was right about right about the win, wrong about the score, obviously. So Cardinals Colts. I said that the Colts was going to beat the Cardinals 30-22. The Colts did win. What was the score? 31-27. The Colts beat the Cardinals 31-27. Oh, I mean, did I say the Cardinals beat the Colts 31-27? The Colts beat the Cardinals 31-27. I was kind of I was pretty close on this. I said the Colts was gonna beat the Cardinals 30-22. They beat them 31-27. I was pretty accurate on that one. So the Cowboys Panthers. I want to talk a little bit about this game. So I said the Cowboys was gonna beat the Panthers 30-27. I'm a little mad. I'm a little mad that on this game. I'm mad that I was wrong on this game, and I'll tell you why. Because if you wait, hold on. I said the Cowboys was gonna beat the Panthers 30-27. The Panthers beat the Cowboys 30-27. Bro, that's crazy. Okay, that's crazy. Okay, man, damn. I was very accurate about the score. I was wrong about the team. The team that was gonna win. But man, wow. But okay, yeah, and I'm mad because earlier this year I told you all it was two teams that I told you all. You can go back on my videos and you can check them out. But I said this. I said that the Panthers and the Giants was going to be this year's dark horses. That there was going to be surprisingly very good this year. I said that. And the Panthers surprisingly beat the Cowboys. And the Giants surprisingly are playing pretty well. And when I say surprisingly, I'm saying surprisingly to you all, to the media, to the commentaries, to the fans, whatever. Outside of their own fan base. But I like Bryce Young, man. I think Bryce Young is one of those quarterbacks who has a lot of adversity that he has to overcome, and he doesn't have a lot going his way. It's definitely not the ideal situation for him. But he's working with what he has. And I see him play well. I see him make good throws. He's not a big quarterback. He's not tall. He's very frail. I don't think he's any taller than Tua, but he's much smaller. But he gets the job done sometimes. And I think if Bryce Young can keep evolving, keep blossoming, he's going to be a very exceptional quarterback in this league for years to come. I really believe that. So I like Bryce Young, and he's tough, man. He's a tough kid. He's tough. He's very tough. He's a very tough quarterback, especially for his size. He doesn't really get hurt that much. I like it, So I also think that Bryce Young is the best Alabama quarterback in the league, outside of Mac Jones. I mean, and I can't even say Mac Jones because any quarterback looks 5-10 times better than they do in the Kyle Shanahan system. So, even though I do like Mac Jones, and I think I like him right now. I wasn't all that big when he was with New England, but he's looking better than any quarterback of recent memory under that Kyle Shanahan system. So, but with Bryce Young, I honestly, I do think that he's the best Alabama quarterback in the league. I think he's better than Tua. I think he's better than Jalen Hurts. And I think he's better than Mac Jones. So, and he's in the worst situation than all of them. Literally. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, man, I mean, it's a good thing for the Panthers, man. I'm happy that they pulled away with a win. And I'm happy for Bryce Young. And I'm just still impressed that I predicted the perfect score, but I was just wrong on the team. Man, damn, man, I think I have yet to pick the perfect team win and the perfect score. I think I have yet to do that, and I almost did it. And I'm mad because like the Panthers is one of the teams that, like I said, that was going to be a good team this year. Anyways, let's move on. I can't do a lot. So I said the Patriots. I said the Saints was going to beat the Patriots 22-20. I was wrong on that. I know the Patriots beat the Saints. I can't remember what the score was, but the Patriots beat the Saints 25-19. So yeah, I wasn't too far off on that score. Yeah, Patriots beat the Saints 25-19. I said the Saints was going to beat the Patriots 22-20. Browns, Steelers. So I said the Steelers was going to beat the Browns 20-12. I was right on the team winning. I was pretty accurate on the score with this one. The Steelers beat the Browns 23-9. I said they was going to beat them 20-12. Not too far off. The Steelers just scored 3 more points than what I told them, and I gave the Browns 3 more points than what I said they was going to score. So 3 points off from the Steelers, 3 points off from the Browns. So my score prediction was pretty accurate on that as well. Titans, Raiders. I said the Titans was gonna beat the Raiders 23-22. What did they beat them by? Did they even beat them? Let me see. Oh yeah, yeah. Whoa. Oh wow. The Raiders beat the Titans. Oh wow. I was way off on this. So the Raiders beat the Titans 20-10. Okay. And 49ers Bucks. Oh wow, I said the 49ers were gonna beat the Buccaneers. I thought I said the Buccaneers is gonna beat the 49ers. I'm surprised I picked that. Interesting. I said the 49ers was gonna beat the Bucks 31-29. The Bucks pretty much owned the 49ers 30-19. I mean, I was almost accurate about how many points the Buccaneers is going to put up. But for some reason, I thought the 49ers was going to score more. And they did not. And Bengals, Packers. I said the Packers was going to beat the Bengals 25-19. And the Packers beat the Bengals 27-18. Bro. I was almost right on that one, too, with the score. I said 25-19. Packers 25, Bengals 19. I was 2 points off from the Packers. The Packers put up 27. Bengals, I was 1 point off for the Bengals. I said 19. They put up 18. Damn, bro. Can I just at least get one perfect team this year? Hopefully I can. I'm rooting for it. I know I can. All right, so the Lions Chiefs. Hey, I watched this game. It was a pretty good game for the most part. And the Chiefs pulled away towards the fourth quarter. They got away with the Lions. They beat the Lions 30-17. I did say the Chiefs was going to win 31. No, I said Chiefs 31. I said the Chiefs was going to put up 31 points. They put up 30 points. So the Chiefs beat the Lions. I said the Chiefs was going to beat the Lions 31-28. The Chiefs beat the Lions 30-17. So I gave the Lions a little bit more points than what they deserved. They only put up 17 points. The Chiefs defense came through. So, yeah, I was right. I was right a lot this week, and I was almost had a perfect prediction like 2-3 times this week. So I was a little bit off. All right, so tomorrow we got the Bills and the Falcons. I said the Bills was going to beat the Falcons 30-25. And then the Chicago Bears and the Commanders. I didn't predict that score, but I'm going to go ahead and give this game to the Bears. I'm going to say the Bears is going to beat the Commanders 25-17. Bears 25, Commanders 17. That's no. I'm going to say the Bears is going to beat the Commanders 27-24. Bears 27, Commanders 24. So that's my prediction on that. So hold on, let me write that down so I can remember, because sometimes I be forgetting, and then I have to like go back and rewatch the video. So I would just rather write it down. Oh yeah. So Bills. So tomorrow's a doubleheader. I think they have these doubleheaders every other week, I guess. And then so Bills Falcons. I don't even like these doubleheaders, to be honest with you. But I said Bills Falcons. Bills 30, Falcons 25, Bears 27, Commanders 24. All right. And so Oh yeah, and so like yeah, I guess I got talk a little bit about before I close. Like after the Chiefs and the Lions game, there was a huge scuffle between God Branch and and well, first off, Patrick Mahomes was trying to shake Branch's hand, and he wouldn't shake his hand, and then he just hit JuJu in the face, like and then JuJu tried getting some licks back, and then he still got slammed by one arm by Branch. I love JuJu, man. You know, as a USC alum, so I'm always rooting for my USC alums to do well. But, bro, if you're gonna fight, man, and you know there's all cameras on you, you can't get manhandled like that. At least put up a bigger fight. I mean, first off, he smacked you in the face, and then you came running towards him, trying to get a lick back, and then he tosses you on the ground. Like, Branch was like pretty much telling you, like, bro, you don't, like, I own you. You don't want this. Like, he was literally treating like he was your daddy. But I mean, then Patrick Mahomes got in the middle of it. You know, I love Branch, man. I think Branch is a phenomenal player. He's a dog, man. He's a dog, and you know, I mean, obviously the league is going to crack down on him. Dan Campbell acting like he's going to discipline him, but Dan Campbell isn't. Though, if anything happens to Branch, it's going to be the league doing something on Branch. Dan Campbell ain't going to do a damn thing. But you know, I mean, these guys are so competitive, man, and I don't know. Like, I don't know I don't know whoever's watching this if they've ever played football, and if you did play football, how obsessed you were with the game. There's one thing of playing the game, but there's another thing of being obsessed with the game, being like bloodthirsty obsessed that you like how like you want to be so great, you want to be the best, and you don't want to lose, and it's like your mind is beyond like delusional. You know, you're so confident, and because you're trying to put all this work, you feel high, you feel so Herculean. When you really put your soul into this game, you know, and then for you to go out there and get blown out like they did by the Chiefs, because the game was fairly close. You know, you do become a sore loser. I mean, it is what it is. Who cares? There's a lot of emotional investment. Some of these guys put a lot of emotional investment in the kind of player that Branch is. I can tell he works his ass off. I can tell. And, you know, and he was just in the heat in the moment. It's whatever. It is what it is. It's football. Fights happen. I'm not saying that it's good that fights happen in this sport, but they happen. It's a physical sport, bro, and it's competitive. So, you know, it is what it is. I mean, it's whatever. It's not that big of a deal. Maybe it is. To me, it's not. But you do got to have some dignity. You got to have some sportsmanship at the same time. But I know how they feel when you put so much into it and then you lose. It's not a good feeling at all. And that's why my thing with Tua. When he's like, oh yeah, regardless, I go back to my family and my kids. Regardless if we win or lose, I still get them to go to. Bro, what? Man, you need to be pissed off, man. You need to be like in the gym, boxing or something, getting that heat off. Like, I don't get it. But anyway, that's all I gotta say about week 6. That's my week 6 reaction. And yeah, those are some really good games this week, man. There's been some really good games this whole year so far, man. Great teams, great games. And we are going to be back very, very soon. I thank you all so much for watching. and be easy all day.